so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering, or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. Isn't he Mexican?
Colombian.
He calls himself American.
What is this?
Anchor Baby.
And in this corner, it's the American Anchor Baby.
Daddy's home.
That's an offensive term. People find that hurtful.
You mean it's not politically correct? Excuse me. I'll use the word anchor baby. You know, he's an anchor baby in Canada.
Tell him we still rolling with Trump, too.
Anchor baby, the whole thing sounds horrific. You're just making it sound like immigrants are these horrific, greedy people.
Ustedes pueden aceptar mi negocio o aceptar las consecuencias. Plata o plomo.
So you would be considered white, in my opinion.
You the blackest one in this room.
I think so.
And what happened was his mama got pregnant on the other side of the border, and then a few hours before, just before it was time for him to pop out, she jumped across the border and let him fall on American soil. So he became the anchor baby. They don't call him the anchor baby for nothing. Amazing.
We like this anchor baby, right?
Hello, I'm the American Anchor Baby, and this is my show. Thanks for tuning in, folks, on this fine Tuesday. What a fine Tuesday to be back. We got a bit of a show for you. We got to get into it. Feels like actually not a lot going on. So we're going to get into the stuff that I've been putting here, okay? So we're going to talk about what I want to talk about. Where's the real things? Where's the news? Okay, there's some news. I'm scrolling, looking for it. I'm looking for it. But you're all here, and I appreciate it. Happy Tuesday. Welcome, welcome. You're here. You're in the chat. You're saying hello. You're clicking the like button. Your life is going well. Things are flowing off your back. You're making money. You're maybe you like the word. Maybe you like the word. You don't have to make it shallow. It's you're looks maxing. You're maxing everything, right? You're watching all thoughts. Okay, whatever. So that's a person that's living a seemingly good life, no? And then there's you. And you're not clicking the like button. You're just like thinking, you're just like, why don't I have that? Why don't I have that? You're just one with the devil. You're just like one with the devil. And you won't even click the like button. Hey, two ways of living, right? Appreciate you tuning in, though. What was I saying here? I was welcoming my people on Rumble. I'm Nick Maxing. Shout out to you, Brandon. Pleasure. Happy. Rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. How you doing? Punchy.tv/Anchor Baby. Nah, Nick got the... Am I hobo maxing? Am I hippie maxing? Hobo maxing? That's what you're saying? You think hippies wake up like this? What are you talking about? What kind of hippies do you have? The hippies you're around must be going around stealing your women, right? How you doing, everybody? Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it, cuz. Being present maxing, okay. Looks maxing is for beta males. And you're present maxing instead. Okay. Let's not start let's have a little fun with it, but let's not just okay. Everything's maxing. or am I like old? Is this the first wave that I'm like, all right, that's funny, guys, but like, let's not start sounding like immature people. I'm mogging, maxing everything. Baby maxing. Some of you are baby maxing. You know, maybe this is what Jim's like, WTH is maxing. What are you saying here? Okay. Maybe you weren't following. I understand some of you have reached out to me. They're like, Nick, I mean, I was getting what you're saying yesterday. You were talking about looks maxing clavicular. I get it. You were giving us an intro into some of this stuff that's popular. But, you know, like, I'm depressed. You're like, you don't have dating advice for us? I'm depressed. And so I'm thinking about that a little bit. But Jim here, he's like, what are you children talking about? Maxing? Okay, it's a suffix. Okay, you can add it to many things. And it just means you're maximizing that. You are it's almost like a game. You're optimizing or making it efficient. You're optimizing and maximizing something as best you can, what's available to you, and sometimes trying to go beyond in dangerous, risky ways. But for example, looks maxing, right? Maxing out your looks, okay? If you saw yesterday's epi, okay, talking at length a little bit about that. We might have to open that up again, okay? Because we'll get into some of this. I even have some thoughts about Jesse Jackson. That's a little bit far from me. In that, like, I don't even remember people talking about it or anything. But the whole civil rights, Jesse Jackson has a place that, you know, I think I bet you maybe people might relate with me in that. We saw Jesse and what all that and what these people might mean to us, what they stand for, right? Like racism. How can you believe in such a thing? And Trump's like tribute to Jackson. We'll get to that. I have some thoughts on it. I think it tells you a little bit about Trump. I mean, it tells you, like, you shouldn't be surprised at who he is, and you shouldn't be tripping. I think we got to open this up again, okay? Because, hold on. Where was I? Maxing, you're like, Jim, I know you're confused. He's giving me the thumbs up now. I think he understands. Okay, we're maxing things, right? I don't know if you saw yesterday. They're looks maxing. This guy, this podcaster guy, clavicular streamer, goes around and gets anything he wants, seemingly. Okay. Oh man, cannot open file location. That's not good. Let's see if I copy pasta this. I might be able to show you because people were tripping about this clip. Okay. This guy lets me open this up again. What? Did it get deleted? You're seeing this live. Okay. Whatever I saved is not there. Let me see. Okay, it's gone. Whatever. By the way, 888-775-3773. Something on your mind? Something you want to talk about? By all means. Okay, looks maxing. We're opening this up. Okay, I was gonna show this clip. And this guy that I mentioned yesterday, he's like, it's like Valentine's Day. He goes up to this this girl and she's with a guy. And basically how it goes down is this girl's like all over clavicular. From what it seems like they're dating and it's Valentine's Day. But she's goo gaga over muscles, looks maxed, Chad, clavicular, right? And she's just like not listening to this guy. This guy's like begging him to not steal my girl. Don't steal my girl, man. Don't steal my girl. And I don't know if it's like I'm old or something. And I'm watching, I'm like, this could be fake, guys. Like, but people are like blackpilling. They're blackpilling. Like, they're in the comments saying what I'm thinking a little bit like, no, it's fake, guys. I swear it's fake. This is just staged. They're just clip farming. They did this for the cameras. Who's gonna do that on camera? He's gonna just leave. She's just gonna leave him. They're gonna walk off into the sunset. He's like, oh, he just took my girl. I begged him not to. Wow, it's true. Chads do whatever. And I saw the like black pilling and all that. Okay, whatever. Here's why I'm opening it up again, because I gave you a bit of an intro to the looksmaxxing world and all that, but there's something about female nature and about, because people were asking me about like dating advice, and I left them with, I don't have dating advice for you. But why? Okay, fine, I'll tell you. That video may be fake, and I don't even wish, it's not that big of a deal. I described it for you. If you saw it how I saw it, though, you might be like, yeah, it's for those of us that watch film, those of us born on the internet, born online, we're like plugged in. All we see is film. All we see is footage. You can see the patterns. You're like, that looks kind of staged. Maybe you guys would have agreed with me. But here's the thing. For those, here's the dark pill, here's the black pill, here's the dark reality or whatever. You're like telling yourself, that's fake. It's fake. It's fake. I swear. It's not like that. My girl, no. It's not like that. My girl would never do that to me. Female nature is not like that. But it is. And I've seen it. And they say some have said, you may have heard this, that only, and I don't say this because it's like I don't even think about myself like this. But the things that girls have done around their boyfriends, when they're gonna be with me, I'm thinking, and what they've done to leave that guy, and the things they've done, you'd be shocked. And so that's why I don't have dating advice for you. Like, what would I have to give to you? It's like they're saying, like, they give you these dating courses, like, you say this, you say that. Girls go for that guy, and that's just it. That's like female nature. That's lust, attraction, and I wouldn't have any advice for you except to stop thinking about the whole thing. Just stop thinking about it. Then you'll be the Chad. That's what Z's was trying to impart to you. Maybe in a lost way. That bodybuilder I was showing you, he died. He died from complications from the steroids. I mean, how else can you put that? But I mean, so in a wrong way, Jesus said it better. Z's, maybe that's not your, Jesus maybe said it better. That's what he was trying to tell you. Stop thinking about all that. Just stop being, what can I do to get the girl? That's not how Chads think. You can't fake lust, attraction, and that female desire. But that's not love. Okay, so those are the things I was thinking of, too, for those who are just left so distraught by talking about Chads and the looksmaxxing. It's like, Nick, how will I ever be that guy? That's not love. That's not love. But yeah, that's female. That's not your girl. That's just the nature in her, right? If you see a video of someone leaving their girl, like the video is going to show, and you think, wow, that's my girl. No. That's the nature. And understanding that nature, that gives you maturity, wisdom, experience, protects you, and that nature, being with a woman, you learn it's like, wow, you got to like not judge her. It's like the nature. They're still like a person. They think like you, make mistakes. And that journey, think about this, that journey of like, wow, not judging her and understanding the nature. If you understood it, if you had love, you wouldn't need to go through that journey. Maybe Jesse kind of makes sense a little bit sometimes. But anyways, I'm not trying to think about that, Jesse. I think I want babies. How do I be a Chad looksmaxxer like you? I've never been a player, right? So I've never thought of myself like, dude, I could get any girl. But when I think about it, I have a near 100%. Look, it's not like it's 100%. I have a near 100% success rate. No, when I ask for the number, I don't know what else to tell you. Not that it's like, anyways. Female nature. This is what I think. I just want to tell you what I really think. And maybe I'm wrong. 888-775-3773. But it's like, here, let me tell you what I really think. This is what I really think. And what's going on with dating, maybe. And the female ego. We've sacrificed so much on the altar of women's ego. They'll tell you what they don't care about, but what they really care about. See, drop a tutorial. There's no tutorial. Stop thinking about that. And then you'll like exude. Maybe you'll exude that which attracts. You know. I don't know. Don't be a slut maker. What's up with these men worried about their looks? And look, that has to be said, right? That's not what's that about? Look, you know, this trend of it's a trend. It's a trend. Don't get swept up by a trend. The trend is about your looks. You know, we don't have to join the women finger wagging. Like, okay, women, we know you. Don't be lying. But then with us, between us, we're like, okay, fellas, let's be real. It's about that spirit, right? Like, not drop all depression, all that. Just drop it all. You're a man. You can like get a job. You can like do anything. There should be no reason why you're telling yourself depressing things. I can't work. I can't do this and that. So anyways, blah, blah, blah. For those that were distraught by the mocking of the Chads. So whatever. Judging, whatever, blah, 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 blah. 888-775-3773. What's up, Frank? Nice. What's up, Truck? What do y'all say here? Okay. We got to get to some stuff here, right? If you could steal my gal, you could have her. If you knew female nature, you would, and your girl was, you know, just partying maybe. This is like maybe extreme examples, but like, and hanging out and around men like that maybe often but you're married, right? She's like a good girl and all that. And she's partying and stuff. What am I saying there? I'm just describing how a person who knows like human nature wouldn't be so like naive. And that kind of is its own advice tutorial. Blah, 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 huh? Any of this hidden? Come on, 888. Hello, 888-775-3773. Like my old pastor, when everybody fell asleep during church. See, Nit, once you say you can have her, then the gal will want you back. Yo. See, this is knowing nature a little bit. That's its own advice. You know, anybody's like selling you a course like that is like, and not telling you about, and who's selling you a course on like dating is in my opinion, usually like, it's usually a bunch of fluff. It's usually a bunch of nothing. Or it's like a way of faking it. How do you like get her to like just say she likes you? Okay, anyways. How about we get to something with headlines? Let's anchor down a little bit. They're talking about a man who died. Okay. And some are maybe distraught or something. With Nick, can you pull up? Okay, Jermaine, we'll get to that later maybe because you super chatted about it. Maybe we'll do that later. I heard about it. Okay. Super chats and all that. We'll get to that. Buymeacoffee.com/anchorbaby. So where were we? Jesse Jackson. Okay. Now, not something I would have even put in my packet necessarily, but I saw Trump with his tribute, right? And it's like it's this thing. He's like, he's exploiting the civil rights leader's death to take a petty swipe at Obama. They're saying Daily Beast. Because that's something. There's Trump. You see him there? Donald Trump looking what? Looks Max Chad? What? Mr. Steal Your Girl? Honey, what do you mean you're going to the Trump? You said what party? At the what tower? Okay, cool. So what do I wear? What do you mean I can't come? It's just the ladies? All right. Okay, well, anyways. Donald Trump, look at, I just never seen that picture. Very nice. And they're talking about, so I wanted to get to his tribute. They're calling his tribute. Donald J. Trump, with some like nice things to say about the man, right? He's always classy, right? He says, the Reverend Jesse Jackson is dead at 84. I knew him well long before becoming president. He was a good man with lots of personality, grit, street smarts. He was very gregarious. Someone who truly loved the people, despite the fact that I am falsely and consistently called a racist by the scoundrels and lunatics on the radical left, Democrats, all. It was always my pleasure to help Jesse along the way. Provided office space for him, his Rainbow Coalition, in the Trump building, okay, responded to his request about criminal justice reform. Oh, gosh, Mr. President, no. Criminal justice reform. Passed and signed that no other president would even try. Single-handedly pushed and passed long-term funding for historically black colleges and universities, which Jesse loved. I guess I'm reading the whole thing, but whatever. Which other presidents would not do. Responded to Jesse's support for opportunity zones. Oh, gosh, no. No, Mr. President. Opportunity zones. The single most successful economic development package yet approved for black businessmen/women, and much more. Jesse was a force of nature like few others before him. He had much to do with the election. Without acknowledgement or credit of Barack Hussein Obama, a man who Jesse could not stand. He loved his family greatly. To them, I send my deepest sympathies and condolences. Jesse will be missed. President Donald J. Trump, okay? Always classy, very classy. I think, I'm not saying just classy. Personally, from just reading it, like sincere, you know, in the things he's talking about: criminal justice reform, the opportunity zones, working closely, having them in the Rainbow Coalition, and all that. So besides classy, I think it's sincere, and the reason is this is all maybe a little bit. There's maybe some distance here for me culturally. Like, wasn't paying attention during Obama. What were people saying without Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton? I read The Antidote, a whole bunch of Scam by Lee Peterson, and I'm familiar with the civil rights movement now and stuff. But another thing I'm familiar with is this thing we all grew up with, okay? Like this, all right, we're going to all be cool. We're just cool. We're equal, no racism. Okay, we're equal, right? You know, it was hard to disagree with such a thing, right? Especially growing up. We didn't know it was like a backwards love. It's like, actually, we're keeping the grievance. We're still mad, actually. Actually, fingers crossed behind our back. We're actually still mad, and you haven't proven it to us that it's over, then we're cool, and we're kumbaya holding hands. And I gather that people like Trump from this era, I mean, just look at what he's saying. Like he's lauding all this because, in my opinion, to him, it's like just lauding his non-racism. I don't know how else to put it. Like, he doesn't hate black people. I don't hate black people, is what he's saying. And stuff. So call it like whatever, like from his up the era he grew up in. I heard him be described as like a New York liberal boomer, maybe. I've heard some descriptions. They kind of make sense of it, you know, without any personal swipe. And it just this really is this just not him, or am I making it bigger than it? Look, I'm just saying this guy like speaks to him, and I like him. You know, he's realistic. Like, I talk about, like, we gotta close the border. We got to have a majority white country. Like, I just know what it's like the other way around. And I don't see the proof otherwise that I'm supposed to believe, like, as as the third world enters, we're just gonna have just a great old country. Like, if someone could convince me, I mean, if all these people that I talk about, I'm like, if they were like not so radically communist and against the country, believed in free speech, believed in the things that people here believe, maybe it wouldn't be such a like, hey, you know what, it's over. Put it. In fact, keep it white. That's how I think about it. I think about the home I grew up in and how it's changing. But when doesn't this kind of tell you about Trump a bit? Like the type of guy he is, the type of guy you may have thought he was, and maybe you were wrong. And I don't think he's wrong for being the type of guy he is. I mean, I think about Reagan. Now this is way farther, right? This is way farther from me, but they say he was a great leader. But amnesty. He's like, they hoodwinked him, they tricked him. They were gonna really defend the border, but we'll put her there. We'll amnesty the people here, but we're gonna really defend it from now on. Okay, right? See, we're gonna really fix that, right? That's kind of the story I hear, but they got hoodwinked. The left, they didn't want to really do that. It never happened. Maybe I'm not saying that didn't happen, but when I think of Trump here, when I think of how people feel just generally, they may agree, like they may look at like the 10 million under Biden in like just a few years, and you can't deport them. That's crazy, and they're from all over the world. Some people are like seeing that. They're like, okay, yeah, those got to go. They're seeing like they got it was viral. It was like, what is he really saying the truth? But they looked into it and they're like, this is pretty much true what he's saying, right? They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, the Haitians, then the Somalians. They're like, people are waking up. They're like, there really are a bunch of people that shouldn't be here. But even those people, your average person, it's like, yeah, but most families, if you've been here, you're working, they should stay. They should stay. That's how people feel, just being realistic. I remember coming to L.A. and I came from Canada. I'm watching the JLP show. I'm like, yeah, Trump. I'm like, what is up with? I'm like, America, you should see Canada right now. Like, it's totally changed. It's like everybody here from different countries. And then I get to L.A., right? And I'm like going around L.A. I'm like, man, some of these areas look like Mexico, man. What is going on here? And a lot of places, it's egregious. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not saying that what I'm about to say is not okay, but I'm describing how the person that, as a person who came as a transplant from Canada, my disgust. I wasn't even disgust. It was just whatever. My problem with the Mexicans was far less was very one-dimensional. There'd be a lot of people in L.A. with problems with immigration who would never say what I was saying, because it's like, dude, did you just get to L.A.? Mexicans have been here for a bunch of time, for a long time, in XYZ area, right? People who are listening from L.A. there might be some split hairs here, but you understand what I'm saying. That's how people feel. I bet you Reagan was just like, okay, after it was all said and done, were there protests? I was trying to look that up, if something like that ever happened with Reagan. That Reagan's initial stance and push for tougher enforcement. Reagan entered office in 1981 with a focus on regaining control over U.S. borders, which he saw as a matter of national sovereignty. This is according to Grok. His administration viewed illegal immigration as a growing issue fueled by economic migrants, refugees from Central America. He supported increased border security. His administration was particularly strict on asylum claims. Public statements, he highlighted the need to stop illegal entries, backlash, protests, and media influences. Reagan's enforcement-heavy approach, especially on Central American asylum seekers, sparked significant opposition, according to Grok. Protests and activism. The 1980s saw the rise of the sanctuary movement, a grassroots effort involving hundreds of churches, synagogues, and activists. Wait, when was Reagan president? 1981 to 1989. So there you go. See, high-profile trials of sanctuary workers in 1985 to 86 drew national attention. The media role, outlets like the New York Times, NPR, major networks. See, I bet you when it was all said and done, it's like people are like, okay, how can I how can I tell these people to leave? and that's not even a claim on what should happen. That's just a realistic situation. No, isn't that how most people think? How Trump thinks, how people think. That's just my realistic view of it. No, why he'd post this? Why we're here? No, okay. Trump. Yeah, I appreciate the guy he is in this moment and all that. Many are like very like. I just don't agree with some of these crazy characterizations. Like he just left the Americans to dry. His voters, he just left them. He's just captured, or he just totally hoodwinked them, or I mean, through this all, even though he's like, hey, I'm not a racist. Like that's how he really feels inside, I think. And through it all, he's done quite a lot. So, in my opinion, 888-775-3773. Nick, listen to what? Whatever, Kevin. See, why do I even scroll up the chat? So, anybody lived through some of this? Is the anchor baby just like through the screens making up reality? I mean, Reagan, Jesse Jackson is a little far, but see, a lot of you, I'm sure, watching Jesse, many younger too, right? You're watching it, you're like, this is far from you, but you understood the spirit of what Jesse was saying when he talks about like black mothers and stuff. I'm sure many of you are like, wow, that's my mom. And she's not black. And maybe she's not even loud. Or anything or anything that might make you think of a black mother. But you're like, wow. That is so true, Jesse. So that whole world has been very informative, very for me about human nature and about the family, what mama's doing in the home. But anyways, civil rights, 888-775-3773. Talking about, look, can we do some news maybe? This one had people going nuts. And the characterization is a leftist jury is at the center of this, but that would be a biased opinion, no? Okay, so you have essentially a mistrial has been declared in some case in Dallas. Okay, of this murder trial of Carlos Zambrano Bolivar, a Tren de Aragua member accused of kidnapping and executing a man, an Abraham Gonzalez, in front of his children. And the jury has been deadlocked following 3 days of deliberation. So where was this? With some of the details of this case, crazy. Some are left just shocked with commentary like this. They're calling this leftist jury nullification. They're saying it's going to destroy the last semblance of public trust. And it happens in blue jurisdictions nationwide. If we can no longer trust juries to convict gang members who executed a man in front of his children, we cease to have constitutional means to preserve public order. I mean, I am no lawyer. I'm just maybe Grok can illuminate something here, because how does a jury have trouble coming to a decision on this? a case such as this, right?
Judge declared a mistrial in a first-of-its-kind case in Dallas County. It was a capital murder trial involving a violent Venezuelan gang. Here we go.
Judge
declared a mistrial in a first-of-its-kind case in Dallas County. It was a capital murder trial involving a violent Venezuelan gang. Jurors said they were deadlocked. NBC5 Shannon Miller joins us live with the very latest. Shannon.
Well, Merritt, this was the second and final time that the jury could not come to a unanimous decision in this case of Carlos Zambrano Bolivar. Take a listen here as the judge read that decision shortly before 4 this afternoon.
And let the record reflect that the jury has been deliberating 3 full days on this matter. That being the case, the court will declare a mistrial in this case.
Now, this is the first case involving Tren de Aragua to be prosecuted by the Dallas County DA's office. Early Friday afternoon, the jury told the judge they were deadlocked then in their decision, and the judge told them to go back and deliberate and try to come to a unanimous decision. Farmers Branch police say Bolivar is one of 4 suspects responsible for kidnapping Nizuli Petit, his daughter and nephew, from a Dallas apartment complex in August 2024, after Petit, a TDA member, failed to turn over cash to members as part of the complex nationwide ATM theft operation. Detectives say Petit was later shot and killed in Farmers Branch, his body left in the roadway off Valley View Lane.
You know, I'm personally left with questions, right? I mean, you see the characterization on the internet, and you know, they're saying this is leftist jury. This is leftist jury. He executed a father in front of his children, but he's illegal, so the liberals won't convict him. You know, that's just a characterization of some. I'm personally left with questions, right? Like, what? How does that go down? I'm not an expert on this. Where was I? But it's an interesting thing because, you know, you've seen even judges. You've seen like what constitutes has to be an activist judge. There was this one, you saw her, who like halved the sentence time for this individual who did not care, showed no remorse. She was a black woman judge who called herself, I think she even had like a, what was her name? Judge. What was her name? She had like a Judge Tracy Davis. She had like a online handle. What was it? Now I'm stuck on it. Her online name was something like activist, like who cares? Yeah, so you seen her, you saw her, she gave her rationale too. She stood on it. She's like, you're an African American in this country or whatever, however she put it. This guy's, I don't care about the family, whoever I killed. I don't care about you, everything. And she's like, we're going to lessen you. We're going to, we don't believe, she just didn't believe he should spend the rest of his life in jail. You know, he never had a chance. He never had a chance. You know, how can you have a system? How can you have like a country with, and share a country with people that think like that, right? Now it goes to juries. But I can't tell you, see, this is where I stop. I can't tell you if that's a fair characterization. Because I don't even know. It's Dallas. Dallas is, it's a city, right? These cities are liberal. They pack them in with, I don't know about, I really don't know if it was like this liberal jury. You know, Gronk says, and they have a couple of, they reference, Gronk references a couple articles here, one from NBC, Dallas Express, Unique Day. Gronk is saying that basically the deadlock appears to stem from sharp divisions over the evidence and his defense strategies. The prosecutors presented cell phone data, witness testimony, and other proof that Bolivar actively participated in this kidnapping along with his daughter and nephew, this guy who died and all that. This 2024 kidnapping from a Dallas apartment, and then his execution over gang money, and tying it directly to Tren de Aragua operations. Okay, so the prosecution, according to NBC, was able to they were trying to prove that he did this and did it because of his connections over gang money and Tren de Aragua through cell phone data, witness testimony, and other proof. The lawyers of this Tren de Aragua guy countered, saying that Bolivar is a sex trafficking victim. He was coerced by the gang under threats to his life. Imagine that. So that's the defense. That's according to Dallas Express. Framing his actions as duress rather than intent. He didn't really want to do those things. The kidnapping and killing them in front of a... Where's the money? Where's the money? I don't know exactly how it went down. I'm reenacting for the camera, right? For the... Where's it? I don't really want to do this. I don't really want to do this, but they're making me do this. Give me the money or I'm going to kill you. Framing his actions as duress rather than intent. This is like, we're in Mexico. This is like the gang activity in America. Some reports suggest that the jury's impasse centered on this duress claim versus the state's evidence of his willing involvement, like phone calls with gang leaders during the crime. Well, anyways, I'll let you, that's just some of the details, right? And additionally, according to Grok, where are they getting this? Additionally, there's indication that jurors' fear of retaliation from Tren de Aragua, and that may have played a role in the hesitation to convict. Geez, so I'll let you decide, but the ideologically, like, people aligned against just civility, and they're in the jury. They're judges. What do you do then? What do you do then? Will dividing by race fix that? I don't know. People are just calling my show and say that. I personally don't know. 888-775-3773. Appreciate the super chats. Hey, thank you, Jermaine. Appreciate that. Says Nick, can you pull up Larry Wheels slap? We might do that in a sec. I personally haven't seen it. I saw a bit because you mentioned. Actually, I saw a bit, but then I had to come in here. Let's see here. Thank you for the support there. Appreciate it. Hey, how you doing, Rumble? What's up, Jules? Slate to him. Thank you very much. Amazing. Hey, and all of your coffees, buymeacoffee.com/anchor, baby. Amazing. Someone is always so generous. So what do you guys think? Are you guys from Dallas? Bunch of liberals. Dallas Stan. You guys are calling it Dallas Stan? Wait, let me think. Wasn't I in Dallas recently? Where was I? Think. Wasn't I in Dallas with Jesse? Let's see, one thing. Where's Pearl? Anybody know where Pearl lives? Just forget it. I think we were in Dallas. And if I remember, if it was Dallas that we were in, if I look at the map, I'll remember. Dallas, downtown. Yeah, I was in Dallas. See, if I was walking down Main Street, okay, we were in the hotel. I'll go out. I'm like, let me check out just the Main Street. Let me just check out the main. I don't know, whatever you call this district, whatever you call it, Maine, whatever you're from. You're from here, Dallas. Main Street district. They had a bunch of bars, shops, and food. I'm like, let me get a bite to eat. I'm walking down, I think, Main Street. It's like restaurant. I remember there was like a building. There was a complex of restaurants like in it, like a bunch of tiny little restaurants. I don't know what you call it. I guess it looked kind of like a food court in a mall, but we weren't in a mall. It was a building you could come in from the main street. And it was like a bunch of like imagine like a bunch of restaurants in it. Okay, I walked down further, restaurant, across restaurant. I didn't go into any of the bars or anything like that. But all of these restaurant places were all, and I'm not exaggerating, like I'm saying 90% were being ran, and I saw the customers too, but were being ran by Indians. So I don't know. That was just my experience. there's an entire Muslim city inside of Dallas now. Some of you people know, apparently. Nick shot JFK, you guys are saying? Nick shot JFK. It was Nick. It was a tiny little anchor baby. Dallas Stan. I just didn't know this about Dallas. All right. So, anyways, that's that. Little side note.
Cleared.
Thank you for that, Tren de Aragua. All righty here. Let's just take it easy. Taking it easy here, Nick, Mr. Worldwide. What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm out. Here, there. No, is that doxing? I think she's... let's move it on. Don't bring attention. Don't be crazy, chat. What a mess. All right, y'all. 888-775-3773. Let's keep it running here. What do I have here for you? Because I was tripping over the deadlocked jury. I was tripping over the... No. About Jesse Jackson. Anyways. Here's something I had for you. Let me pull this up. Okay, there's a little more math. Science, math. Am I able to present this right now? Hold on. Now, this one was fascinating. This one was fascinating. Hold on. I don't know if I can explain this. It wouldn't be as cool if I can explain it perfectly. Because forest fires are basically a science. They know. You hear about. You may have heard about. Oh, it's like they got the forest fires. They tell you the right will say you got to clean it up. You got to chop up the forest and clean it up. Okay, that's why it's happening. And the environmentalists, no, it's global warming, and you're like, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. You know, I could believe it both ways. I think both are very, very are equally possible. Some of you are like, forest fires, bro? Really? I'm telling you, this is interesting because when you realize there's a mechanism behind forest fires known as a power law. And once you like get that, I don't know, it's kind of interesting to see it in life. But basically it is a science. Like we know there's a point in a forest that you get to a critical point. And this is like a known thing. It's like deeply known and tested. And the governments and the city planners, the governments know this. They know that and how important it is to clean up the brush, clean up the trees, clean up the forests. It's not just like a little thing. Darn, I don't think we could do this right. Because I have this model for you. It's awesome. Okay, I swear. This model for you, but it's not loading up. Let me see if I can pull it up elsewhere. Forest fires. We have it down to a science. We literally do. It's not a mystery. And rare events happen more often than you think. It's an interesting concept. But we can't do this right now. What a mess. Let me see. Can I do it through 2D icing? Forest. Maybe the internet has one. Maybe the internet has one. Security check. What a mess. Yeah, how are we going to find this? Maybe the internet has simulation of complex systems forest fires. Maybe this one has it. Nope. Just forget it. What a mess. Just forget it. Only you can prevent forest fires. Nick making excuses why he don't put out the campfire. Man, okay, forget it. It was going to be cooler. It's like the randomness is not so random. And forest fires are like a known thing, but the math behind it's pretty cool. Anyways. What a mess. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Let's run it down this. Let's run it down. Oh, you know what? We never got to this. Let me pull all of this up to the top of the packet. Because there's, you know, you've seen that shooter. Okay. And there may be a detail here that I wanted to comment on. I can't quite remember. Probably already heard about the Rhode Island shooter, calling it a targeted family dispute, according to Brandon Tatum. Court documents show long-standing issues after his 2020 gender reassignment surgery. Ex-wife's divorce filing initially cited the surgery, plus narcissistic personality disorder traits. Later changed to irreconcilable differences. That might go down better. That might be more politically correct. Finalized 2021. His daughter said he had mental health issues and was very sick. You've seen this guy. You've heard of the story maybe at that hockey rink. Wow, what can I say? I mean, something people could have maybe seen coming. I mean, in terms of someone who's just living a very extreme life, you know? An outwardly extreme life. You know, it's bad enough to have anger. But you're living this outward extreme life. This is apparently Robert. This person goes by Roberta Esposito. Listening to the Killers, I guess. They're just lip syncing. Okay, I don't think we need to listen to that. Trans single. Hashtag this purportedly this individual. Hashtag transgender parents don't allow being transgender to scare you from creating a family. Oh, and then this Roberta responded to that. This person who's calling themselves Roberta responded. Wrote, trans woman, 6 kids, wife is not thrilled. And I've seen a couple of deranged things there. This person with a number of posts online about going berserk. Hold on, did I just... Roberta. Going berserk. Here it is. Keep bashing us, but do not wonder why we go berserk. A common thing I've seen in this like trans circle, you know, being misgendered and all that, you think, well, that's insane. Misgendering equals violence. Like, you know, that's their constant, it's tantamount to like a civil rights issue. And they're constantly being infringed. And nobody cares. And then they'll bash us online. It's the same as like, you know, like dehumanizing someone else and genociding them, right? That's how they've concluded this. That's how they've concluded this. Tim, you know, in response to someone calling this person who's in the government, this person's in our government, Tim McBride. This guy, this individual, I think he's an actor. It's like, that person's a man. Prove me wrong. Roberta did not like that. Keep bashing us, but do not wonder why we go berserk. And I've seen that as a justification. I've seen that a lot. Like, they don't accept us. We're misgender. We're doing, and then you wonder why we go nuts. Totally insane, right? But what's insane is it's the oh, you know what? I had something, I really shouldn't say that. Let's move on. But Robert, they call him Robert Drogano, going by Esposito. I don't know where they got that. I saw that clip of it seemed like the daughter. She's like, yeah, when you have a gut feeling about a family, apparently, something like that. Just, yeah, believe it. If someone's like sick. Jeez, yeah, this person really went far with their look. It was pretty extreme. And the refrain right now is like, whoa, another trans shooter, huh? They're the most dangerous people. They're saying they're the most dangerous people. And when someone's like something that's just so clearly sick. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. And society's like, we're not gonna say anything. And then these people end up even more deranged. Is anyone surprised? So is this the end of trans? Because this is terrible PR. You know, that's what really gets the public going. Not the facts. Like, don't you know you can't be a woman? But some bad PR, you know. Give them a couple trans shooters, and that might just go into the background. Not something I want or I'm calling for. You know what I mean? Whatever. So, anyways, you guys want me to look at this thing here? You super chatted about it. What's even going on? I had another thing for you, the news, because we got maybe one more thing on the news. Some of you are super chatting. You're like, telling me to check out the Larry Wheels thing. I barely checked it out. Why did Larry Wheels slap Dean the Great during Kick livestream? Viral moment explained. The internet is talking after a tense moment involving fitness star Larry Wheels and some streamer. Okay. They're doing a Kick live stream. Double date with Rampage Jackson, as it was called. Okay, so he's on a double date. And they clashed. Okay. He slapped him. Apparently he was getting too close to his girl. Far too chummy with his girl. So thank you, Jermaine, for the super chat. Let's see here. Larry Wheels. You called it a Will Smith moment, 2.0. Let's see here. Trying to play it. Here we go. Okay, hold on. I'm not blasting your ears. Check it.
Don't disrespect. Don't.
So he's just. I guess this is where it starts. Let's see, I see the Kick streams and all that. I'm like, I don't care.
Can I get a hug?
No, don't do. Oh, whoa.
I know
Okay.
we're streaming this shit.
No, hey, bro.
Can I get a hug? I mean, this is where it starts for us. Okay, this is where it starts for us.
Can I get a hug?
Can I get
No,
a
don't
hug?
do. Oh, whoa.
I know we're streaming this shit.
I know, hey, bro. Don't disrespect. Don't disrespect the king like that. You know why?
She a queen, though.
Listen.
Whoa.
I know
we
we
streaming. You gotta
chill.
chill.
We got chill. I know we streaming, nigga.
She a
You drunk?
queen, though.
Hey, handle your liquor.
You drunk? We're streaming. Handle your liquor. I don't know.
Good
It
nigga.
just
I know
looks
we
like a
streaming,
mess.
but handle your shit.
Who's the Chad? Chad? Who's the looksmaxxer? Who's mogging who? Who's the Chad? Huh? Larry Wheels. Look at all those muscles, right? So does that make him the Chad? Does that make him?
Hey, he's been mad disrespectful. Hey,
so here's the video. Fine, here.
We got chill. I know we streaming, nigga.
She a
You drunk?
queen, though.
Hey, handle your liquor, nigga. I know we streaming, but handle your shit.
His
Come
wife
on.
up for grabs.
Hey, he's been
She
mad
choosing, she
disrespectful.
smiling, she
Hey,
laughing.
did
It's
you
like
get
that? This. What are you doing with your hands? Listen.
You ready from 200? Get it. Oh!
Dean.
All night getting shit on.
Yeah, yeah.
I was
Dean.
waiting for that fucking moment.
That was a real ass slap, nigga. Get your ass in the van, nigga. That's a hard
Language.
slap, nigga. Come on,
Cover your ears, Bambino.
Come on.
Bitch ass nigga, fuck this
Come
nigga.
on. Come on,
Is he crying?
You did good. Hey, nigga. You did good, nigga. Hey, fuck that shit. Come on.
Yeah, I have no comment. You want me to comment on this? Look, I see no problem. Whatever. Mutual combat, a bunch of stupid people. I would ask, if I was there, I would ask, what inspired this jigulation? But yeah, mutual combat, stupid. I don't care. No, I have no. He's talking whatever. I'm not telling you to be violent. I'm not justifying anything. But let me say so. Let me walk up to the guy. Let me go on camera. Let me go to the guy with all these muscles and his wife and say this and that. I mean, it's like, and say his wife is up for grabs. Like, if you're thinking this, he was saying, oh, she's choosing, she's smiling, she wants me to do this. Yeah, that's if you want another side to what's this? What am I getting at? Like dating and female nature, whatever. It's not always that too. There's also guys who say that. They just say that. That happens too. The type of guy that just says that and acts sexually aggressive and emulates sexual aggression and is like, she wants me, they want me. But anyways, look, whatever. See, I have no comment, bro. So yeah, internet's on this. I don't care. What can I say? I have no problem with it. Mutual combat, as far as I'm concerned. That might have sparked a retaliation from that guy, and because he put his hands on him, right? It's like, and that would be just dumb places at a dumb time. Let me bring my wife around and like, I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't even be there. But anyways, that looked like it hurt. That looked like it hurt. I mean, let me go up to the guy with the muscles and his wife, 300 pounds, looking like silverback. Don't cancel me. And he's like, yeah, your wife's up for grabs. Like, I mean, I don't know. Does Larry Wheels look tough to you here? I don't know. I mean, he's like, I was wishing all night. I've been getting ished on. All night. I was hoping to do that. Like, do you think Larry Wheels looks tough here? I don't know. But I definitely have no problem with it. It's just like mutual combat. Whoosh. That looked like it hurt. That looked like it hurt for sure. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I know that slap really hurt. His cheek probably all swollen. The definition of asking for it. That's stupid. He's all small too. Some of you guys are saying, yeah. I'm gonna do it on camera. You're not gonna do anything. Like, I just wouldn't test people like that. Like, how do I get a married girl? I know female nature. How do you get a bullet in your head? How about, like, what are you doing? How do you live a life where it's going to end with you closing the door? I've seen this elsewhere, but it's so true. You closing the door at your car one night, you just, why is my face wet? Oh, I got married girls. I get married women. Why is my face wet? Like, stupid. That's so stupid. You know what I mean? Like, it's like gunshot, like 9mm parabellum. Oh, wow. My face is really wet right now. Yeah, not smart. So anyways, what I got for you? This is a Loosey Goosey Tuesday. Okay, is that the news? Jesse Jackson, really? Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson and trans shooters. I mean, look. I mean, what's going on? I mean, what's going on is, I guess, in the politics world. Well, I mean, it's midterms are coming up. And you could say the Department of Homeland Security and the way they got to shut it down right now. It proves what? It proves the Democrats, their hard line in the sand is you can't deport anyone, right? Wow, insane. But what's it going to look like? I don't know. I think that's where we're at. I saw some interesting things, I guess, in the political world. Is it tantamount to a strategy shift? I mean, look, let's try and talk about something new, something real, maybe. Is it real? What's real? Hillary Clinton admits migration went too far. Became, okay, come on, go away. Unusable website. What is this? Became disruptive and destabilizing. Okay, Hillary Clinton. She's like, oopsies. Okay, Hillary Clinton conceded that loose immigration policies in the U.S. and other Western countries went too far, while calling for the issue to be fixed in a humane way. So, that's just, they're not serious. I'm not saying you can't do things in a humane way, but look, people don't want to leave. It's going to be contentious. You're going to have conflict. And if someone is committed to being against society, I mean, either they win or like order wins. But she's saying she's speaking out at a panel, Munich Security Conference. Apparently, Clinton argued that her husband and former Barack Obama demonstrated a way of enforcing border policies while being humane. I got your text, Kurt. I'll try and do that. There's a legitimate reason to have a debate. So the content, a little more. And honestly, if you know anything, you know that she's just doing this like lip service to being humane. But okay, we got to do immigration. But some were describing this and pointing to this as actually a strategic move, a setup for a future posturing, a near future posturing for the Democratic Party. Some were saying, they're setting it up for a response to Trump. Hey, we agree, and maybe even some sorry, maybe even some mea culpa on some things. Hey, white America, you know what, white America, you guys are right about something, but they killed Renee Good and Preddy. It's time to do this humanely, right? Some are calling this a strategy shift. Okay. Some of you saw, I think they played this on JLP, no? Obama coming out. I mean, he comes out every now and again, right? I think last time he came out was Kamala. He's like, hey, black men, let me talk to y'all. You guys voted for me, but not a black woman. What does that say about y'all? You guys are woman haters or something? I'm paraphrasing. That's what Obama does now.
The other side.
Jeez. Okay. From now on, your ears will not be blasted.
Does.
Lord. Okay, I'm not even going to laugh about that anymore. Now, it's not funny, actually. It's not even funny.
The other side does the mean, angry,
demagoguery,
exclusive, us, them, divisive politics. That's their home court.
Yeah.
Our court is coming together. Our court is, look, a great example. Wasn't political. Bad Bunny's halftime show.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah.
Well, it resonated. It was smart because it wasn't preaching. It was showing. It was demonstrating and displaying. This is what a community is. The other side does.
Language, whatever. It's just, they're liars. Whatever, Obama, you're thinking. And I feel the same way. Whatever, Bad Bunny. Your Super Bowl halftime was not, maybe it wasn't like so outwardly, whatever, but I know how you really feel about America and English speakers. If there's any commentary, it's just that they're like, you could say, well, wow, they're so radical. They're just even crazier and crazier. They're holding on to open borders. There's no way they can ever win an election. It's pretty much over for them. It's pretty much over for the Democrats. And I don't know. With them kind of maybe acting this way a little bit. Decorum or whatever. People will fall for that stuff. But anyways, where was something else I was thinking? There was something else about this. It really doesn't matter. 888-775-3773. We got Art out of Ohio. How you doing, sir? You're on the air.
What's up with Nick?
All is well, Art. No complaints.
So your girl Hillary, what she say? Now she want to come to admit we went too far, but let's hold up. Can somebody give me some tea over here to the table? Let's be humane with them. You see what I'm saying? That's what she's saying.
That's right.
So my thing is we vote for Trump, alpha male. We don't want to hear nothing from you, honey. If we want to hear from Hillary and Kamala Harris and Chuck Schumer and the old pencil neck, what's that, Adam Shifty Schiff, we would have voted y'all back in office. We'd have voted to see AOC's pretty little face. You see what I'm saying? We don't want and don't care about what your opinion is. Y'all ain't good with money. Y'all ain't common sense thinkers. Y'all act like y'all ain't when y'all just really trying to destroy America because this fits your narrative and y'all getting paid to, but y'all know what y'all doing is wrong. So I would say that the Democrats and people like Hillary Clinton were done, but they know exactly what they doing. You see, and then they slowly but surely want to say the quiet part out loud that me and Jesse Lee Peterson, Hake, you, and everybody else with common sense, a little bit of the D- students can say. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So why would they think that we want to hear what they saying? My thing is this: what Hillary Clinton want to do is play these games and basically, let's just go ahead and knock the front door. Let's go ahead and just take the whole door off and go ahead and take the whole frame off. And then want to tell Artie Art and everybody else, let's take 3 years to fix that problem. We ain't going to be taking 6 years to fix no door and no frame to the front side of the house. That's what she wants. She wants to prolong it. And she don't see the writing on the wall is that if we don't get this stuff situated with this border and a lot of these other serious issues, that the white man and the Native American black man ain't going to be sitting around with our hands up on our sitting on our hands or whatnot, warming our hands like they, warming our little mitts. We're going to figure something out faster. You see what I'm saying? But go ahead. I want to hear what you guys say.
Well, I mean, it seems like the public doesn't think about those things. And, you're bad with money, Hillary. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they don't care about the facts. Facts don't matter.
No. Do you notice that they always try to do like come back and act like they saying stuff that we already been saying and seeing? Basically what I'm saying is that they acting like, we didn't know it was bad. Remember 4 or 5 years ago, me, you, and everybody else was saying, man, that border is bad. They act like they wasn't seeing it, but they was seeing it. But now she want to come around and act like you see what I'm saying? Absolutely. So what I'm saying is that side be playing dumb and acting like, and then when they act, then when they want to come around, they want us to feel sorry for them acting like they didn't know. You see it? So we
of course, I mean, it should be reason enough to never vote for them again, kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
but we enable them.
So you're admitting that you did know this whole time. That really is the crime. That really is the charge with what she said. But yeah,
well, we enabling them because we like, they're just dumb. They don't know. No, they do know. How don't they know? We all went to the same schools. We all be watching the same shows. How don't they know? I'm just basically saying we damn near playing all pushy. Let's be nice. No, they destroying everything and then playing like they don't know that they destroying everything. Like they letting the dogs poop on the sidewalk and then acting like we ain't got to dodge the poop as we walk out the house. You see what I'm saying?
Of course. They're not interested in fixing that. And you can tell even from Hillary's language about, she's saying, for example, the eye-catching headline, the hook is where she's like, well, we admit it. It was maybe wrong. This stance with migration. How does she put it here? Trying to be a little bit more accurate. She says, well, it admits migration went too far. It became disruptive and destabilizing. But then she goes on to say, and that's why if you want things done the right way, basically just do it like Obama did. I personally think Obama and I think she even says Biden were great examples for that. It's like, okay, so then you're not serious. And you really get the same from the Republican side. They're not really you see how with that language that she puts forth, it's really the same status quo the establishment has had going for a long time. Oh, well, yeah, immigration, we got to fix the border, but we need workers. Oh, we got to fix this, right? So it's always this double speak. And so there's no one really who wants to. There's a lot of people who don't want to fix it, but so you see how it's a strategic thing. Now you can gather a bunch of people who feel bad about the Pretty stuff, Renee Good, and think, well, I was initially thinking Law and Order, and this makes sense to me. But if the Dems are going to be Law and Order now, then I'm going to go with them. Like you can see how that could work.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what she basically doing right now. That's what Hillary Clinton is doing. Oh, Republicans is pushing basically hard Law and Order, and we just going to try to sneak ourselves. Hillary was like, we just going to try to sneak ourselves in there too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So check this out. This. I don't know if anybody else is seeing this. I know you got smart viewers just like Hake and Jesse or whatnot. So I wonder if anybody else is thinking this too with the NBA, with they poor show out to the All-Star game. And this is something else towards Obama too. This is how you know Obama ain't into the culture. He ain't really for the middle class and the lower class. He's with the elites. You see what I'm saying? That's why he was at that game. So everybody with common sense, or every American person that's out here struggling making ends meet, while you got foreigners stealing our taxpayer money or whatnot. Them tickets was high at that All-Star game, but who want to pay $2,000 and $3,000 to come to California? California, like this is how delusional people want to go to California. That's like me going to New York and having to walk outside my house and see trash on the sidewalk, or stand with rats the size of a body running around in the house. This is what people want to live and how people want. So long story short, you think I'm going to pay $2,000 and $3,000 for a seat to go down, to get off the airplane, and when you get off the airplane, the people that's working there is working with the gang members to set me up to get robbed as soon as I go to the hotel. So not only am I paying for high seats, I'm paying to get robbed too. Everybody already know when you come to California, as soon as the gangs is watching the airports and they making calls. So if you ain't got the right connection, that you getting robbed. So I mean, we all know this. Ain't nobody stupid. Everybody just don't want to say the quiet part out loud, But that's what it is, or whatnot. But that's when I'm just going to say this to say that Obama ain't with the middle class and lower class. He's in the elite. That just shows you that right there. Because ain't no black person gonna be trying to go down there. Like, they going to think like me. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I think I understand what you mean. Like, there is a political class, and then it goes Republican and Democrat, that have an interest in, for example, just far less restrictions, both to legal and illegal, most controversially, right? Immigration, and they'll pay all sorts of lip service to it. But the gravy train can't stop, right? Like, the companies need their labor. The Democrats want their votes. But interesting call, Art. Anything else you want to speak on here?
Nope. Go ahead. I'll catch you later.
Right on, man. Call me again.
Yep.
888-775-3773. It's like, people, I don't think, care about those things. At least not those who, for example, like think that no one is illegal. That no one is illegal. They don't care about, what's fair and the facts. They have a different standard to what's fair. If it is true, and I stopped myself from saying this far because I just didn't know, but that story out of Dallas, if that jury was truly deadlocked because their impasse was over, giving consequences to an illegal, one might say, well, that's so crazy. The left is so crazy. They're just so insane. And that's true in one sense. But the left is serious about what they're fighting for. And one should, in a sense, if we're thinking strategically, politically, I don't know. I don't have a movement. I don't have a movement, but if we're thinking politically, strategically, in the chessboard of whatever, then one should respect that the left knows what they're fighting for. So when you think it's so insane that a jury, if this is true, would not want to convict an illegal, you could say it's insane, but also ideologically consistent. Like, yes, this is our line in the sand. We want open borders. So, yeah, you might call it insane. That's an illegal killed a father. You don't care about that? Their heads are clear. Maybe not everybody, but their heads are clear on what they're fighting for. It's like, yeah, okay, a father may have died here, but if we give in to that, then we give in to our non-negotiable, which is open borders. Nobody can be deported. That includes gang members who kill fathers and execute fathers in front of their children. See, they're serious about they're. You see what I'm saying here? They're clear on that, and I don't think the right is, or the right may suffer from some issue there, but I don't really have like a movement, so I'm not telling you what to be. But did you see that, right? Like, you could say all day, this is just so crazy. What's up with these insane people? Leave me alone. I want to go. Leave me alone. I just want to drink my beer. Just leave me alone. They're not playing. They're not going to leave that alone. Anyways, it's a loosey-goosey Tuesday, okay? And Mamdani, I almost forgot about this one. We actually got some interesting things here. Let's run it down here. Mamdani, you know him. Mayor of New York. Speaking of being call it ideologically consistent or something, even though insane, you would think, why is Mamdani? What is this individual posting this? They're writing, I spoke with the Chakraborty family over the weekend and visited, I'm going to have to assume that's pronounced Jabez, in the hospital last night. No family should experience such pain. Jabez has lived with schizophrenia for many years. I've proposed a Department of Community Safety to build a mental health system rooted in prevention and one in which officers are not burdened with responding to such crises alone. While we have been building an implementation plan for this, I have instructed my administration to expedite this work. So he goes to some hospital, right to the bedside of this guy. Like, you're wondering, well, what's so special about this guy? What happened to him? Well, Jabez Chakraborty shoved his mother out of the way of police officers who were responding to a call. Officers responded to a call of a disturbance at this household. This guy then shoves his mother out of the way to charge at the responding officer with a huge kitchen knife, you can see here. The cop slammed the door between them. And Jabez, who was larger than the officer, shoved his way through the door, just violently trying to get at him. That's when the cop shot him. The cop shot this guy who was attacking him. And So that's what happened there. That's the guy that Mamdani is feeling bad for, this should never happen to a family. You know, he's saying no family should ever experience such pain. And you'll think, well, that's so crazy. Who even, this doesn't even make sense. And yet people voted for Mamdani, right? Big time. He's the mayor. You're like, that's just so insane. Just leave me alone. Let me go move somewhere else. Which is not, could be a fine response in some cases. Hold on. Where did my video go? I had an explanation of this whole video. Hold on. Here it is. Yeah, the story goes an NYPD officer responded to a mental health or domestic crisis call. Jabez shoved his mother out of the way. Officer attempted to create separation by slamming a door between them. He forced his way through the door. The officer then shot him. Boom, boom, boom. So those are facts. And Mamdani feels bad. And you think, well, that's just insane. There's no way to even make sense of this. It's just insanity, right? But this is actually just being clear, in my opinion. He's being clear with his his ideology, so to speak, which is the oppressor, this oppressive state, and this arm of the oppressive state, which is the police, and the police, right, being this being an extension of this oppressive state, which you must revolt against. Okay, the communist handbook, so to speak. Okay, the police is the enemy. And the flavor in America is, well, how do we divide the people from the police? Well, the racial lines. They're racist. The police is racist. That's why you need actual people who care, the workers. So you can sit around and be like, well, that's insane, but this is consistent with his insanity. You understand? And anyone who agrees with him would be like, well, yeah, this is consistent. I'm backing this guy. They have a completely different view of what's fair. I think it's pronounced Jabez, like James with a B. Okay. Oh, like Jabes. You're saying it's Jabes? Chakraborty? I used to know a bunch of Chakrabortys. Canada, shout out. Jades, it's Jades Chakraborty. Let's see if we can get the name here. Oh, Jabe, not Jade. Jabes Chakraborty. Shall we?
Tonight, he is still in the hospital. And as Ali Bauman reports, new police body camera video shows the shooting of a man in Queens who was shot by police. Tonight, he is still in the hospital. And as Ali Bauman reports, Mayor Mamdani is using this incident to speed up a campaign promise.
You called?
You called?
Yes.
You called? Yes. The mom called. I was wondering. I wanted to get that fact confirmed before saying such a thing. I stopped myself. Yeah, I was thinking the mom called it. It was like the mom called it in. And then Mamdani's like, no family should go through this.
You called?
This officer just freed her. This mother, how mothers are, you know, I don't know if he grew up with issues. Sometimes you're born with issues, right? But like mothers make that even that worse. Like, I'm going to care for you forever. And then this person becomes a burden and you hate them. And because they're saying this Chakraborty individual has like issues, you know, he's mental health issues, schizophrenia. and you mama him, and you're like, I just have to care for him, right? That's what mamas do. And he's 40 years old in your house with schizophrenia. And you're like, but I have to. And you hate him. And you're like, and he's threatening. Now he's violent. Look at what mama created. Only a monster only mama could love, right? But you don't. And this cop freed her. I don't want death. Okay. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
You coming?
like I'm not
camera
calling
video.
for violence. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Released by the NYPD Tuesday, 2 officers enter a home on Parsons Boulevard in Jamaica Hills, Monday, January 26th. A woman leads them inside, where a man standing in the kitchen grabs a knife.
Put the knife down! Put the knife down!
The officers go behind a glass door,
I didn't want you to kill him. She wanted him to kill him. You know, like
orders.
Put the knife down!
4 gunshots ring out, and the man sits on the couch. His name is Jabez Chakraborty, the 22-year-old.
It's Jabez. Get wrecked, Jabes.
And the man sits on the couch.
Or was I saying like Habez or something? Anyways, here's the video.
4 gunshots ring out, and the man sits on the couch. His name is Jabez Chakraborty. The 22-year-old was subsequently taken to a nearby hospital to be treated for his injuries. The NYPD released this video Tuesday, edited to include
I'm sorry, Carver. I can't look at chat. I take it too seriously. He says, Nick, I was joking. I just quickly look at it. I'll just take whatever you guys say as as you trying to tell me something seriously.
Narrative of what happened, writing that Mr. Chakraborty was experiencing a mental health episode, that he threw a glass against a wall and requested an ambulance so that he could be involuntarily taken to a hospital. Chakraborty lives in the home with his family and has a history of schizophrenia, according to City Hall. Retired NYPD detective and professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice, David Sarney, says in his view, the officers followed their training.
He did not stop when that door was closed. He opened the door, and that's where the officers had to fire.
In light of this shooting, Mayor Mamdani says he has asked staff to speed up the creation of a Department of Community Safety. His campaign promised to send teams of mental health professionals to respond to these types of 911 calls. The mayor said police would be included in the...
You got to understand, right? Different set of standards of what's fair. If this task gets created and then one of these people dies, they get killed by some schizophrenic, Mamdani and others they'll say, well, that's terrible, that shouldn't happen, we'll work our best to change it, we're working on it. But put more officers, empower them to kill and neutralize threats, not violence because they want to kill them, but to neutralize threats? No, they won't. In fact, they'll say, those mental health workers being killed by schizophrenics, well, at least those schizophrenics aren't being killed by the state and cops. To them, they won't say it. They'll never say it. But that is a meaningful sacrifice.
If there is a violent situation, such as a weapon. But as our Marsha Kramer pointed out to him, Chakraborty picked up the kitchen knife after officers arrived.
A lot of this is exactly the focus of the conversations that we're having internally in developing out this Department of Community Safety.
In a statement last week, the man's family said that they called 911 for an ambulance, not for police. The NYPD says it's investigating the incident along with the Queens District Attorney. Allie Bauman, CBS News, New York.
Wow, so that's that one. A little bit more details on that one. So yeah, it's crazy. Call it crazy all you want. And it is. But yeah, this evil is, in terms of the machinations of people, sophisticated. You know what I mean? Like, you better believe they're serious about no cops and you can't arrest criminals and deport illegals. Yep. So anyways. Yeah, did I miss that? Did I get that right? This guy lived? Yeah, am I getting that right? Did I just miss that? Hold up. Yeah, he survived. Pulling this up from Pix11. Yeah, we did not miss that. We were not hearing things. The report was in fact accurate. He was shot 4 times by NYPD officer Tyree White. Huh. Tyree White. Huh. Tyree White. I'm just wondering if he's black or white. You know? Tyree White on January 26th during the incident in his family Queens home. Right? Reports him he's unstable and blah, blah, blah. But as of mid-February, yeah, he was well enough to participate virtually in court. As you saw, an arraignment from his hospital bed. Pleaded not guilty to charges of attempted assault and criminal possession of a weapon. His family advocates describes him as still recovering from severe injuries. And they seem to be standing by him and saying this is so crazy how evil family is. How disgusting and evil a so-called love can be. How corrupt love can be. What they call love and family. You know, that's a person who, because you can see it right now. You can see mama right now and the family just going along like, you know, that's family though. You can't abandon family. They have a problem. They were born with something. You know how they grew up, etc. And they like make things worse. And that's not love. That's a person who you're gonna think with what I'm saying, Nick. But that person has schizophrenia. You're not. That's not fair what you're about to say. But that's a person who has given up. That's a person who has given up. But Nick, they have schizophrenia. You know, they're tripping. There's no justification for anger. That's a person who's given up. They're like, wow, they're calling the cops on them to the point where they're like violent with knives in their hands. They're saying, what was the report saying? That individual wanted to be put in a facility against his will. Who says that? Who is so schizophrenic that they need help from their family and they can't do anything, but lucid enough to know I need you to put me somewhere against my will because I'm about to act out and I'm not going to control myself. How does that make any sense? And the family's like, we just got to help him. No, let him go. That's a person who's given up. And now they're dangerous. Apologize. Sorry for mama and you. But that's enough. Yeah. And the cop went home that night like he should. Yeah, totally. About to crash out. I'm about to crash out over this one. No, not this one. But that one was an interesting one. Okay. We're running it down. We're almost done here. Last few minutes of the show. Okay. Did some of the news. Running it down, some of this stuff, because some of you guys don't believe me. You guys are like, okay. Animals don't have emotions. Dogs don't have emotions. And you guys will fight me on this. I was like, okay, I'm willing to hear you out. But some of you are like, just so sure, like dogs don't have emotions. I don't know. I'm like, dogs are full of emotions. Dogs feel all sorts of emotions. I forgot why this came up recently, too. I think it came up in church. Someone was like, no. My dogs, you know, they're purer than people. My dogs are way more pure than people. They don't have, like, judgments. They don't have, like, a judgment of people. I don't think dogs necessarily judge people. I don't know about that. I'm just thinking you can see very basic emotion operating through them. And, in fact, I think emotion is what guides you in the animal world. It helps you defend yourself. It helps you get food. It helps you, let's say, it tells you to operate, I think. Some of you guys don't agree. Okay? I'm telling you. I'm like, forget why this came up in church, but you can look at an animal and they feel guilt. You know, they feel guilt. I don't know if you noticed it, but they feel guilt, embarrassment. Dogs get embarrassed. Dogs get guilty. Dogs, they feel all those things. And you call that like higher thinking. Emotions are like this higher thing. No, I think you can see it in the animal world. And I think you can see it order them. This is just one example. This is a segment that might come up. Okay? Maybe I'm wrong. I'm telling you, I see it all the time. Dogs, I think the animal world is ruled by emotion. And it has maybe a practical, it might even have a practical thing, but it is a lower nature. I think this video might give you a bit of an example. And I'm not going to blast your ears. But this dog seems to be trying to express to their owner that a theft has occurred. Tell me that that's not what's happening here. Dog's like, he's not using words. This other dog is chilling on the big bed. This other dog seems very distressed, trying to bring attention to the big dog. This dog is very distressed.
Are you telling on her? Why are you being so psycho this morning, huh? Did she take your bone? She did, didn't she? Oh my goodness.
Yes, that's what happened. She can't use words. She's like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. She took my bone.
Foxy, that's what she wants, her bone back. You had one already. That is not yours, that's hers. Yeah.
Bro, that's emotion, no? Am I tripping? That dog understands hierarchy, and it understands justice in a very basic way because, you know, it's about food and resources, you know. If I don't eat, I might die. You know, there's multiple in a litter. Like, this dog understands hierarchy and was able to see injustice through emotion. Am I tripping here? That's what happened here. Maybe that's not your field. I'm telling you, they're run by emotions. They're not pure. That's not to say they're evil and run by the devil. Like, but it tells you about like that ego nature. I think that ego nature really is animalistic. That's why you relate with the animals. But they are operating through emotion. Okay, that dog, you know, that was an injustice. It knew about the hierarchy, the owner, and how this bigger animal could be defeated by an even bigger one. And how do I get the even bigger one to be on my side? All right, I'm crying. I'm small. I'm little. I'm a victim. It's not thinking all those things. It doesn't have to. It's emotion. It's very basic. It's very basic. Okay? It's us. We think of, we're the ones who like can give it words and like now can like really make it complicated. Really make the ego complicated. Can turn it into a god. Little g. But anyways, that's my little proof. I'm telling you, they're run by emotions. I don't know why you're thinking something else. Instinct is emotional. You're like, no, they're run by instinct, not emotion. You have to, your emotions kind of trigger that instinct maybe in like fight or flight situation. Okay, anyways, now we're getting bro science with it. What's wrong with the dogs? It's loosey-goosey, okay? Tuesday. We're keeping it loosey. Okay, we did the news. You had to see it. Okay, Michael Jordan. What the? You guys see this one? Okay, this is stupid. Michael Jordan never did that. but it kind of is kind of thematic with Epstein and how you guys are so conspiratorial. And women, and you're also simps. You're simps. And any man, even smiling in the vicinity of a child, it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. You know, you're like, oh, the women have you trained. They got you so trained. The women have you totally trained. And you're like, whoa, Epstein is in a photo. He's got a baby in a photo. And you're like, wow, look at that victim, that baby rape victim. That's all you see. That's how the women have you trained. It turns out it's like the son of like a good friend. You know, Epstein does have like family and friends. People who didn't know about the stuff he did, which we don't even know about fully at all, really. Or there's no evidence of some of the things you guys are saying. Right? And look, the women got you so trained. You guys see Epstein with a baby, and it's like he's obviously having sex with that baby. It's like that was like his godson. You know, they got you so trained. Oh, they played this video, and apparently there was some sporting event. Okay, what are actually the details? Michael Jordan was busy at the Daytona 500. And look what they're saying. They're saying such a nasty moment from MJ. There's no place for this, they're saying. The comments are like, no. Some were saying stuff like, oh, your heroes. Never have heroes. They'll let you down. Michael Jordan, the Daytona 500. Hold on. Under fire. He's under fire for inappropriate Daytona celebration. Look at how they have you guys so worked up that he was filmed, okay, doing something. Okay, this is some kid, apparently someone's kid. He knows him, apparently. He knows the parents, I believe. They may even be close. I don't know. I forget. They got you watching this moment. You're like, wow.
What the fuck? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
What the
It's going to repeat. Bambinos, cover your ears. She's swearing.
fuck? Oh my God.
Oh my God. What is Michael Jordan doing? Bro, what? The caption says. Okay, the story goes that the kid's shirt is like wet. And I think there's ice in it. And like in his pants too. I think they like poured water on him or something. Can you kind of see this? The kid's Spider-Man shirt, the Amazing Spider-Man. It's kind of wet. They're saying, "Oh my God, what the f? Oh my God,
Oh my God.
He's like touching the leg, like here, so that it doesn't swear again. We'll unmute. We'll mute it. Let me see the chat. You guys are. I bet you guys are like a bit weird. See, you guys are like a bit weird. See, you guys are there. You guys go. See, the women got you whipped. Even my chat here. You're like, yeah, this is a bit weird. Yeah, it's just ice. It's just he's not raping the kid. He's not having sex with the kid. What's wrong with you? Jeez. Epstein, you guys, Epstein has nuked your brain. Nah. Some of you guys are disagreeing. He said, no. He's saying for sure. You guys are saying nah. Look, I'm just saying that it's not. Why are you going with your thoughts on it? Like, how about like it's probably nothing? How about at the very least it's probably most likely, very likely nothing. This is a humiliation ritual to stay in power. Oh, come on. Don't they don't they make you wear a dress? It's got to be a little less ambiguous than that, right? A humiliation ritual? Or else it's not effective. Anyways, don't. Far be it from me to tell the Illuminati how to operate, right? Hey, Rick, Hampton, Virginia. Appreciate your call. You're on the air.
Brother Nick, what's up, my brother? What's going on with you?
All is well. No complaints here. Go ahead.
Man, I tell you, man. Did they pass the SAFE Act?
No, I don't think so.
I thought I saw on social media that they possibly passed it. That's what.
Is that true?
Man.
Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm late. The SAFE Act. Let me see here. 6 hours ago. No, I don't think so.
Wow.
Republican
They gotta
voter
get that
bill
passed, man.
faces slim chance of passing 6 hours ago, according to Fox. Thune guarantees voter ID bill to hit the Senate despite Schumer opposition. We will have a vote. They're sticking to their guns. They want to pass this. And even some leftist publications are saying that this bill could throw the midterms into disarray for the Democrats, which essentially, and for the people, tell the people, it's about voter ID, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just about the safety of elections. Why is the Democrats fighting so hard to not to have ID? Because that tells me they just want the numbers, man. They want King Kong to vote, all the dogs and animals to vote to put them over the top. That's all that is.
Yeah, man. And there's even now a common refrain is real, like, major skepticism to actual illegals voting.
Right.
But even on that, which I think many on the right would think, well, you know what, I'll be reasonable. I don't know if I've seen evidence. I don't know how many illegals are actually, like, in the booths voting. It's more of like a representation problem. The census apportions all sorts of representative power to these states. And through that, illegal immigration becomes a very a long-term game for Democrats. But look, I don't know if you've seen this, but Nick Shirley's been going around, the guy who revealed all that fraud in Somalia. And he was showing how there were like dogs. There's like dogs voting. Like dogs have been registered to vote, like in California. So
wow,
I'm gonna leave it as an I don't know how deep this corruption goes and voting and all that. Like,
but there's so much going on, man. It's like I mean, it seems like sometimes I'll be saying, Nick, can people vote for this? Or are they really cheating, man? Because there's no way people will be out there we don't want voter ID. I can't believe that there's any support for that,
Well, they're not playing like the left, so to speak, knows just how politically expedient it is. Mm-hmm. So they have no problem with seeming insane.
Right.
To them, it makes sense. To them, it's like, this is their standard. There is no illegal. And for others, it's probably more craven. Like, it's just a way of staying in power.
Exactly. That's what it's all about, Nick. The Democrats want to stay in power by any means necessary. That's what that's about.
That's right.
Any means necessary. That's how they want to stay in power.
But that's the why. That's why people would vote for it. They have a different standard of what's fair. They have to repent.
You know what?
They think America's racist. They got to repent.
And that's what they put. That's what the Democrats put out there. I'm telling you, all this stuff when people fight the police, the liberals push that. You got rights. You can be a lawyer while you get pulled over. Black radio, liberal white women, liberal black women, and beta males make up the Democratic Party.
That is kind of true, actually. I mean, that's why they're always their side is always they have a lot of effective. They're very effective with, we're for the people, we're for you, the worker, we're for the downtrodden, we're for the, we're the unions. Unions. Let's get groups and coalitions. Meanwhile, the,
Man, the only
the
thing the
Republican
unions do is
Party
pay
has
the
been
most
the
Democrats.
party with money, right? It's like wealth, capital, money, the individual. I mean,
Oh yeah, and the taxes are all for the
it really
rich. It's
it
what,
like is like that, like effectively, like not even just like
you know,
it's not just like
yeah,
ideology. It's like how it is.
You think
effectively.
one time they'll say like, "Hey, look, anytime when they just like now, Spanberger was when she wants to cut me, you know, taxes are for the rich, but yet she ain't raised taxes on everybody. You know?
Oh, Spanberger?
And that's crazy. Oh yeah, yes.
Well, they gotta pay for it. They gotta bring in the cash for this. You know, they gotta prop up. You know, it's a major wealth transfer they're trying to get going and keep going. But Rick, man, we've come to the very end of the show. I appreciate your call, man. I hate to have to cut you off here.
Man, appreciate you taking my call. You find that, brother Nick. Thanks for taking my call as always, man. And love you guys, man. We got to keep getting this message out, man. And where people can at least think for themselves, man, and stop being brain dead.
Thank you, Rick. Call me again.
All right, love you guys. Y'all be blessed.
All right, folks. We really did come right to the end. Thanks for your support. Look, all these coffees. Thank you, Jermaine. Appreciate the coffee, says Nick. Have you noticed that with the crime that are done by blacks and transgenders, they don't want to say it's the blacks or the transgenders? I wonder why. Yeah, it's like it's a status quo that has to be protected in the minds of the planners. You know, the planners, the planners, insulated by the mess they may be causing. They've made a value judgment. You know, for social cohesion. Look at how diverse things are. Our strategy is social cohesion, or else the GDP starts getting hit. And so for social cohesion to happen, we got to get these people to at least say they like each other. Make it, oh, they're not liking each other. We can't force it. Okay, make more laws. Make more laws. Becomes more oppressive. It becomes like, okay, now you can't say, you know, you could get, you can't even say that blacks do crime, you know, because look, they're have you seen them online? They're saying 13% causes all the crime. Have you seen them online? They're saying the transgenders are deranged. I mean, we got to go even harder because we need social cohesion. We got to keep the status quo. It's insane. All right, folks. That's it for me. Hey, appreciate all the support. That was Jermaine and all of your coffees. All of you. I see all of you. Thank you. Rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. And of course, my people here on YouTube. Amazing. Buymeacoffee.com/Anchor Baby. Thanks for being here, liking and subscribing. I'll see you all tomorrow for more American Anchor Baby. Black Excellence and the Hake Report. Take care for now. I shall see you around. Bye-bye. Oh, Lil Nick, too. He's got to say bye. Bye.
The views, information, thoughts, and opinions expressed during this show are the individual's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of the JLP Network or Bond. Their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. The material and information presented here is for general information purposes only. The JLP Network and Bond name and all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owner, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service.